Alright then guys, welcome back to the channel. As always, please do me a favor, click the like button, subscribe and leave your comments in the section below. So, the face-off between Daniel Dubois and Joseph Parker was quite interesting. To be honest, it was a short video, about 7 minutes, and you could see that there is a lot of editing that has gone into that video because both fighters are not trash talkers. Joseph Parker, always cool, calm and collected. Daniel Dubois, for some reason, all of a sudden seemed to have found some new confidence somewhere. And you could see it because after beating Anthony Joshua, absolutely demolishing him at Wembley, Daniel Dubois is feeling quite confident. And I've talked about it in a lot of my videos where I've said Daniel Dubois is feeling overconfident and he's overlooking Joseph Parker because of his antics in that fight against Fury and Usyk. Now, this face-off was quite interesting because you could see that both fighters just wanted to get it done and get it over with. You know, it was Ade Oladipo in the middle, Joseph Parker and Andy Lee on the left, and then Daniel Dubois and Frank Warren on the right. One thing that I noticed in this face-off is that Frank Warren is saying a lot of things for Daniel Dubois. Like, Frank Warren is answering questions for Daniel Dubois. So I'm thinking, like, Frank, let Daniel speak. He's there. He's literally sitting there. Why is Frank speaking for Daniel Dubois? So that was quite strange. But Andy Lee sort of took the face-off to a next level where he tried to tap into Daniel Dubois' psyche, into his mind. You know, Andy Lee sort of kept asking Dubois that if he doesn't get his way in the fight, what is he going to do and how would he react? For example, in that Usyk fight, you know, Daniel Dubois knocked Usyk down with a low blow. Yes, it was a low blow. And when Usyk got up and really turned the screw, Daniel Dubois didn't know what to do. He did not have answers to Usyk's, you know, boxing IQ and his jab and his movement. And Dubois got on his knees and gave up. And then in that Joe Joyce fight, the same. Joe Joyce was peppering Dubois all night with the jab, and he was very accurate with it, Joyce. And Dubois just didn't know what to do, how to overcome that jab, how to move away from the jab. And he got on his knee and he gave up. And I think I've mentioned this in many of my videos as well. Like, Daniel Dubois is that sort of fighter that if he's not getting his way in a fight, if he's not having success, Dubois tends to give up. So Andy Lee sort of brought it up and went like, what are you going to do if you're not getting your way? Or if Joseph Parker puts it on you, are you going to revert to type? And I think that is something, that a criticism that I've had for Daniel Dubois for some time now, because I think we've seen that in 2 fights. So it was quite interesting to see how Andy Lee sort of put that question out there. And then Daniel Dubois sort of responded to that, saying that he's seen Andy Lee fight and Andy Lee is the one that gave up. But I'm thinking, Daniel, you're fighting Joseph Parker, not Andy Lee. So you need to be talking about how Joseph Parker's mentality is going into a fight. So that was really interesting to see. Another interesting thing was Daniel Dubois just kept going on about how he wants to knock Joseph Parker out and just get it over with and move on to the next fight. And that is something that I've also mentioned in some of my other videos as well, because I just feel like Daniel Dubois does not realize the magnitude of this fight. I don't think he realizes what Joseph Parker can do and will do in this fight. You know, the Anthony Joshua fight was fantastic. Great performance from Daniel Dubois. But styles makes fight. And Joseph Parker has a totally different style than Anthony Joshua. Joseph Parker is actually better, or very good, if not better, very good fighting on the back foot. Joseph Parker is a better mover. You see what I'm saying? So Daniel Dubois may not hit Joseph Parker with the same shots that he hit Anthony Joshua with. So Dubois just keeps going on about, I just want to knock this guy, I'm just going to knock him out and just move on to the next fight. You know, he's sounding very confident, and I like that, right? He should be confident. He splattered Anthony Joshua all over the canvas at Wembley in front of 96,000 people. He should be confident, but I think that he should, you know, turn that confidence a little bit down and sort of be in the middle of being very confident and being overconfident, because that's when the line, I think he needs to toe that line very well, because it could be a dangerous fight. If, for example, Dubois is not getting rid of Joseph Parker in this fight in the 6th round, right, what is Dubois going to do? So let's say Joseph Parker is right into this fight. He's having success. Dubois is not having much success. It's about 6-7 rounds. How is Dubois going to react? Because in his mind, he's going to go in there and just knock this guy out. So it's quite interesting, and I think something that Dubois needs to be mindful of going into this fight, because Joseph Parker is not an easy fight for anyone on any night at all, if he's on it, because he's a very experienced fighter. He's an ex-champion himself, so he knows his way around the ring, and he can fight on the back foot, fight on the front foot. You know, one thing that Joseph Parker mentioned that I thought would be good to talk about was, he said that he's put on a bit of size, and he's packing a bit more power. And that is something that stuck with me, because Joseph Parker, I think, in this fight against Daniel Dubois, some of his advantages will come when he's nimble on his feet. If Joseph Parker can move out the way, you know, can maneuver his way in the ring, he can avoid a lot of Daniel Dubois' power punches, because we know Daniel Dubois is just one-way fighter that's coming forward and coming to destroy. That's all Daniel Dubois knows how to do and how to fight. And if Joseph Parker comes in heavy and can't move out of the way of Daniel Dubois' power punches, Dubois is going to have a field day, and it's going to be a long, long night for Joseph Parker in there. So I just hope that Joseph Parker don't come into this fight putting on too much weight and basically, you know, putting a shadow on his chances of winning this fight, because he doesn't need to do that. Dubois is not a very good mover. He's got quick feet in terms of getting to the target quicker, but Dubois is not a very mover. So Joseph Parker needs to make sure that he's nimble and able to take Daniel Dubois' advantages out of the way. But look, it's an incredible fight. I'm super excited about this fight. It's a fantastic fight. Probably the biggest and the greatest card I've ever seen, that February 22nd card, and I'm looking forward to it. So I want to know what you guys think about this face-off. Have you seen it? What do you think about Daniel Dubois' behavior in that face-off? What do you think about Joseph Parker's behavior in that face-off? What are your predictions for this fight and any other fights on that card? You know, to be exact, really excited about this fight. Guys, as always, I appreciate your support. Thank you for always tuning in. Like this video, subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one.